Oliver quite rightly saying, I didn't book Herrera down on the other side, I'm going to let it go for a little while here. What a player he is. Even though Chelsea haven't played particularly well this season, he's still been outstanding, both with and without the ball. People don't give him enough credit for what he can do with the ball.
He's only scored 3 Chelsea goals though, but 2 of them have come against Manchester United. Smalling ventures forward. We're hoping for a better angle towards him here from Young's cross. Now Herrera. Jones has stayed back. Gives it away, and Chelsea now can break. Hazard, 3 of his original marker. And he takes on Jones and nearly squeezed it in. A tight angle, and it was a ball that you'd expect De Gea to keep out. De Gea again, Alonso. Ooh, and as I say, they've got the offside, but it must have been close. We have got VAR today.
It was Jones that gave the ball away sloppily. Suddenly, Hazard was running at him. I don't think Giroud makes a good run here. He's almost running into the space that Hazard wanted to use, but he just holds Jones up, then goes past him. And it's that right knee come right shin that just makes the save for De Gea. Reacts really well.
Goalkeeper who's won the Golden Glove for the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season, 18. Spilicueta seeing out the ball and seeing off Sanchez.
He's quite often had the better of that battle when those two have come up against each other in previous seasons. Sanchez was at Arsenal.
Giroud trying to flick it on. Hazard. Bundled over by the power of Pogba. He's just moving his position across the pitch a bit, Eden Hazard. Into Pogba's territory this time.
Did well just to get his leg across the challenger, Paul Pogba, to win the free kick.
Which Fabregas takes. Matic heads out. Hazard so short. Bakayoko. A lot of very experienced players in this match, but we're still showing the FA Cup final tensions with the ball being given away uncharacteristically cheaply. Spilicueta. Moses. Touch from Giroud, but Giroud was offside.
That's the one they like to play, Chelsea. Whip round the corner by Moses into a front player who links up the play.
I really don't know what's up right now, but I just hope our backline is able to keep Lingard and Alexis out of the game for the most part of the game, because those guys can be really dangerous when they get their groove on. When Pogba turns up and tries to link up with Alexis, it's going to be dangerous, man. It's going to be really dangerous, so Chelsea need to watch out for that, you know.
Just about offside when the ball's played. Good decision by the assistant on that far side. He can wag his finger as much as he likes. Olivier Giroud, he's offside.
Assistant is Lee Betts. Valencia. Matic. Squeezed it through to Marcus Rashford. Sanchez in the middle, Lingard going in as well. He's out to Valencia. Rashford. Runs it into Marcos Alonso. It's a throw to Manchester United.
Doesn't look like a player playing with full confidence at the moment, Marcus Rashford.
Valencia able to turn. Lingard. Matic has a hammer of a left foot but chooses not to use it. In by Young. The problem might have been for Courtois with the sun in his eyes, but goalkeepers tend not to wear the old cap these days.
Yeah, we need to come up and do something. We need to shoot penalties.
Seen that so many times over the years. Ashley Young coming in on his right foot and just bending balls into the box. So he's got a lot to aim for today. Rashford isn't the best header of the ball. Sanchez, although he scored in that semi-final against Spurs with his head, he's not known for his heading ability.
Young's had a very good season, 30 Premier League appearances, more than in the 2 previous seasons combined. A bit of space here for Fabregas, and the challenge. Mike Oliver says no. Down went Bakayoko. A run alongside him was made by Nemanja Matic, and Chelsea thinking penalty. Michael Oliver thinking not.
It's a really good ball played by Fabregas. It's rolled down the side of Matic. Matic was certainly grabbing hold of his shirt and wraps his arm around him as well. I think Bakayoko actually trips himself up, but the arm around him could have easily been given as a foul there.
The FA Cup and indeed the Carabao Cup has been a vehicle for the VAR trials that are still going on in English football. As we'll see it in the World Cup finals. It's way to comply in that. Here's Ander Herrera. Matic, nearly. Just trying to drop it on the head of Sanchez with running behind. Pogba. Lingard. That's from left to right. And it's Valencia. Matic. Chelsea trying to hold a highish line. Valencia gets a deep ball in. Sanchez, then he throws himself to the ground. I think that's more what it was. Any contact, he beats the ground as if he should have had a penalty. So a couple of calls for referee Oliver, one at each end.
Didn't take the ball with him either, Alexis Sanchez. Just created a 2v1 at the far post there. Manchester United against Chelsea's right wing back Moses.
Sanchez can't quite keep it in. 8 goals and 8 appearances at Wembley for club and for country.
There's the supposed foul. There's the arm across the shoulders of Sanchez. That could easily have been given as a free kick or a penalty as well. That's not a foul. Doesn't take the ball with him. And here's the other one at the other end. It's clumsy from Matic. It's a lovely ball played down the side. Again, it's not clear who brings who down there. Does he bring himself down? Took his own heels. Bakayoko.
And the two of them are at it again. Bakayoko and Matic. Young. Just sense that the feeling each other out phase has passed now. Both teams getting to grips with the opposition and the occasion, of course. Pass doesn't really prove the point. Set by Pogba. Giroud glanced it on and it was on. Hazard looked skywards, knowing that Stronger knocked down and he might have been away then. Rudiger. Cahill. He's given it away as well, and accuracy of the passing. Not up to the standards expected of these two groups of players, but it's understandable in these circumstances. You can see the possession quite 50-50, but near enough. Either side has really shown that they can get a grip on proceedings as yet.
Haven't seen Manchester United in an attacking force yet. Sanchez hasn't really got involved in the game. Rashford has given the ball away cheaply, lost it in possession. Lingard has had an excellent season. Hasn't been able to make those forward runs that he's so good at doing.
Yes, the loss of Lukaku, or the lack of Lukaku at the moment. He is, as I mentioned at the start, amongst the substitutes. Damaged ankle in the recent Premier League game against Arsenal. They've done everything possible to try and get him ready, so he presumably is an option for the shorter term, but many people are predicting extra time, such as the balance between these two rivals. So we'll be on to you soon, I don't think. Unless, of course, Manchester United find themselves in serious difficulty. Giroud. Took two to stop him. Good advantage played by the referee. And Sanchez tangling with Rudiger. Chelsea get the throw.
Hasn't really happened for him in a Manchester United shirt so far. Alexis Sanchez, many times played for Arsenal, he's absolutely brilliant. Often the best player on the field.
He made his Arsenal debut, his English football debut here at Wembley in a Community Shield. He was the central striker that day, got taken off at half-time by Arsene Wenger and was very, very complaining about it. He's one of those who wants to play every minute of every game, which is a compliment. Ended up by Fabregas, who did win the FA Cup back in 2005 with Arsenal against Manchester United. And the final was played in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. It was a tight one as well. It went to penalties. Giroud. One or two occasions where Chelsea have looked as though they've got just an extra man in the middle of midfield, with Hazard dropping a bit deeper. And again, down to the occasion rather than a lack of ability. Chelsea's talismanic Belgian. Jones having to turn. When the clubs met in 2007, it was at the end of a really demanding title chase. And they were pretty weary when they came to the final. It hasn't been the same in the build-up this year for Chelsea and Manchester United. Plenty of recovery time. Manchester United got a good handle on second place for most of the season, but they finished 19 points behind Manchester City. Doesn't sit well with them. Now, can he get away here? Eden Hazard. And Michael Oliver gives Chelsea an FA Cup final penalty. Phil Jones tried to match the chase. And they're asking for a red card.
Well, he gets in a terrible position, Phil Jones, when that ball's played across. Not quite sure what he's looking for. Hazard takes his touch inside and then takes it back across him. Antonio Conte wants him sent off, so do all the Chelsea players.
Of course, Chelsea had a player sent off in the cup final last season. Goal-scoring opportunity.
There's certainly a goal-scoring opportunity. I think the rule now says if you're inside the box and a penalty's given...
No, if you're attempting genuinely to play the ball, it's a yellow card.
Which I think he's generally trying to play the ball. So I think the referee's got that absolutely right.
Well, Phil Jones is now to deal only with the consequences of the penalty he's conceded, rather than the actions of the referee. Hazard is a well-practiced penalty taker, but not one with a 100% record. A short approach, almost halfway through the first half. And Hazard rolls it past the head, and Chelsea lead Manchester United at Wembley in the 2018 FA Cup final.
Get in there, 1-0 for Chelsea.
Well, he was very composed. It's a good penalty. He waits for De Gea to go down. Well, you'd like to think he waits for De Gea to go down, but there's the man that made the mistake. Phil Jones, not with the last tackle, but his positional play at the start of it. easily rolled down one side of the goal. Not much of a run-up. De Gea makes his mind up. He just passes it into the other side. Chelsea, I think, have been the better team in the early stages of the game.
It's his 17th goal of the season in all competitions. Remember, it's his 300th Chelsea appearance. And he wins the penalty and scores the penalty.
He also knew the challenge was coming in. He waited and he waited. Jones, desperate to make that last-ditch challenge. He just put his foot across him. And I think the referee gets that absolutely right, because Jones was trying to go for the ball. The yellow card was the right decision, as was the penalty.
Pogba. Manchester United in a position that they were in the semi-final here. And they were a goal down to a London rival, Tottenham, of course. And they were able to hit back then. Here's Young, Rudiger. Alonso should be able to get some distance into this, but it was well anticipated by Ander Herrera.
Trafford not so long ago, Chelsea were 1-0 up. Outplaying Manchester United, it all changed in the second half. There again we saw Rashford just miscontrol. An easy pass to him. He's got to get his game together quickly.
Matic. It's almost 20 years since the last club lost back-to-back FA Cup finals. It was Newcastle United 98 to Arsenal, 99 to Manchester United. They had two different managers then. Kenny Dalglish first, then Ruud Gullit.
He's exasperated with Rashford so far. Suggested that the game at Brighton. You can now see why I pick Lukaku all the time.
Yes, it's been a hard season to judge in terms of performances. Manchester United have actually beaten every club in the Premier League this season, including Manchester City, of course, when they came from 2-0 down at City's home, the Etihad. But they've lost at all three of the promoted clubs. Brighton, you mentioned, being the most recent. Prior to that, Newcastle, and first of all, Huddersfield. They've also been very good when they've gone 1-0 up in the Premier League. They've won every time they've gone 1-0 up, but here they're 1-0 down.
Until Lukaku comes on, haven't really got a plan B. Get the ball out wide and get crosses into the box. Not going to get too much out of that, Manchester United. Play their way through Chelsea, you'd think.
Pogba. Young. They do get a free kick in a pretty decent position.
They have got a chance to get small in. And Jones up. Good play from Pogba. Step over. Against Moses. Both blocking his route through.
Not beyond the wit of Sanchez to try and put this across Courtois into the top corner, although Courtois, of course, is one of the goalkeepers with the biggest reach in world football. It's a variety on a theme, a complete miskick by Herrera, the strangest of return passes. Ends up going off the head of Pogba. Not off the head of Pogba, given as a corner.
I think this is a big chance for Pogba. I said they won't get too much joy out of crosses into the box. That wasn't the case here. Really good ball from Sanchez. Pogba probably heads it onto Rudiger.
Yeah. Another good call by the officials.
That's a chance though for Pogba. And of his quality in the air.
Taken by Sanchez. One of those little flick-on headers, really. Sometimes set up somebody else from Rashford. He got quite a lot on it. Passed well away for a goal kick.
What's Jones' position here? Hazard just runs across him. Jones wasn't aware of him. Now he does brilliant to go back across Jones. Does he need to make the change? I don't think he does. He's got to rely on the goalkeeper here. There's only one thing he can do is give away a free kick. He's attempting to play for the ball. But Hazard knows it's coming and just sticks his body in the way. Good play from Hazard.
That is the change, recent change a year or so ago in the legislation about the double whammy. Of course, if you get the penalty, it's not denying a goal-scoring opportunity. You score the penalty, you've still got the goal-scoring opportunity. But it only applies if it's a genuine attempt to play the ball in that kind of instance. If he grabbed him round the neck, it would have been a red card. Sort of to encourage tackling as we know it, although it was a clear foul. Here's Ander Herrera. Matic. Lingard's got a great record of scoring goals here, and there have been special goals too, including one to win the FA Cup against Crystal Palace 2 years ago. He scored last season in the League Cup final here. Ander Herrera. Rashford taking on Rudiger, beating Rudiger. Comes back at the young English forward, the German defender. Now Young. Wanting to let fly, and certainly had Courtois dropping to his right.
Just comes off the inside of his foot rather than his laces. Always going past that near post.
It's still early days as Chelsea look for an 8th FA Cup triumph, which would put them joint 3rd on the all-time roster, joint with Spurs. As Manchester United will equal the top team, FA Cup winners Arsenal, if they win here, if they turn it round here to win. There's still an hour, and of course the possibility of extra time to play. They've already been getting to the final, equal the Arsenal mark of 20 appearances in the FA Cup final. Sanchez. Valencia waiting on the right-hand side. Sanchez looks the opposite direction. Pogba. Matic. By Moses. United's throw. Moses that red card in the cup final a year ago. And came back in the Community Shield at Wembley and scored, but they still lost against Chelsea. And the penalties. Again. It's hooked away by Victor Moses this time. Well, it's an important phase for Chelsea. They've settled in, having taken the lead. Manchester United coming at them with a bit of extra vigour now. Valencia. Ander Herrera.
I've seen Chelsea do quite a lot this season when they've been a goal up, or even 2 goals up, and then just sit that little bit deeper. They allow the opposition to have the ball. For that pressure to be put on them, they lose their rhythm going forward.
They're certainly doing that at the moment, inviting the pressure. There's Alexis Sanchez looking to apply the pressure.
I'm not quite sure what he's asking of Valencia there. Darting run behind Alonso, the man with the problems at the moment, Jose Mourinho. One area I think he'd be quite keen to exploit. Paul Pogba's playing up against Cesc Fabregas in that central midfield area. Paul Pogba can certainly run off the back of Fabregas, play little 1-2s round him. Fabregas isn't a good defender.
obviously would win the game, but to justify the way he's changed. There's central defender. Valencia. Flying that up against Alexis Sanchez. Free kick taken from the wrong place. Well, how long has he got in him? That's the question, isn't it? Only Jose Mourinho knows. Lukaku may have a fair idea himself.
Fit is he? To run at full pace, even if it's for 15-20 minutes, will he be able to hold off defenders? That's what he's all about. If he's not fully fit, he's not going to be a threat.
Here's Alonso. That's Lukaku's rival today, but fellow countryman Hazard. Fabregas will squeeze it through towards Marcos Alonso. Now Bakayoko, who was tripped. Fabregas will be interested in this. Maybe Hazard as well.
Fabregas trying to play the first ball through. He just holds off the challenge of Sanchez, who clips him. He's waiting for it, and there it comes. On the wrong side for Alonso. Some very good free kicks this season. As you said, Fabregas looks the favourite for this.
Since Fabregas was only a substitute in the final a year ago. Turn it round for Chelsea. There is an opportunity maybe to put them 2-0 in front, but Alonso would be the surprise package. Fabregas into the wall. Not a token effort, really, by his standards. N'Golo Kanté sensing the danger. Courtois' big kick to make Manchester United turn. Furthest forward was Bakayoko. He's got a bit of a physical presence about him. So too is Victor Moses here. Contact. Minutes left in the first half. Good so far for the boys in blue.
There's an opportunity. Bakayoko was in behind Smalling. The run of Giroud.
Seized by Valencia. A pacey piece of covering by Rudiger, which was very necessary for Chelsea.
He's big, but he's also got pace, Rudiger. Another player that's improved drastically over the course of the season.
Matic to Young. From Rashford. Chelsea really thinking up with a back five in these circumstances. Moses and Alonso supporting the middle three. We're trying to find a little corridor of prosperity, really. Inside of Moses. He's got to play groundsman for a moment. Won't play without the corner flags. Eight minutes left in the first half. Sanchez with a corner. Get another chance. A late swerve for Fabregas, who's doing the zone by the front post. It's gone a little further out. Sanchez maybe just trying to skim Fabregas's head, and needed stopping by Courtois. It was a pretty simple stop in the end, but he's veering towards the Chelsea net. Back come United again with Sanchez again, but he's given it away. Chelsea spring forward here. Alonso. Hazard. Finds a way out with Azpilicueta. Moves into that area, Stuart, you were talking about, where he fizzes the ball in for a big striker. Off to Morata. It's Giroud today. Obviously not happy with Michael Oliver. It's a free kick to Chelsea.
Hasn't been able to get involved in the game, Lingard. Just taking it between the two. Actually a fairly decent challenge from Pogba. I'm not sure there was too much wrong. The challenge is here. He's already going down. He knows he's going to win a free kick.
And one of them got the ball, one of them didn't. I think that's the way the referee saw it. Quick free kick. Giroud, Alonso's in there. And United have to concede the corner.
He does that quite well, Alonso. Coming from his left wing-back position. Comes late, really attacks the ball.
He scored 8 goals this season. The most recent one against Huddersfield, the ball just smacked him in the face and flew in. Unfortunately that day.
Smalling is not a good marker at set plays. He often marks on the wrong side. He's up against the best header in Giroud.
And towards Alonso. Ooh, and De Gea had a good swipe at it and made good contact. So a real reach from the United goalkeeper. He did his job. Cleared the area and beyond. Chelsea, of course, have won here this season in the league. They beat Tottenham 2-1, 2 goals from Alonso. Back in August. It's gone out.
Bakayoko was going to give up on that. He's just been called over. Just to calm some of these players down, I think. I were with Ashley Young. We'd had to go up the assistant on that far side.
It's often the way that English captain is called over to deal with a foreign player, but it's the opposite there.
Walking back, now there's another go at the assistant up on that far side. It's not been a good half for Manchester United and Jose Mourinho. Changed the tactics to sort the way Chelsea play, to match them in shape. Not created too much so far, haven't had any dominance in terms of possession.
Moses. Hazard was very deep that time. The one who kept running behind has run in behind and got the penalty for his efforts. Young. It's better. A little bit of overdrive there to lead the race with Sanchez, but it's Manchester United's throw. Matic. It's a weaving run. Chelsea can't clear it straight away. Back with Herrera. Again, when they're in that wide position, they are now the Lukaku option, which has been such an important part of their season. It's even more defined, really, by its absence. 27 goals he's got in all competitions. The signing from Everton. And of course, one-time Chelsea player. It's in by Valencia. Defence on it. And the referee's given a push.
I really don't fancy Lingard in the air up against Cahill. They are going to cross the ball, they're going to whip balls in, little cutbacks, they're going to be inventive when they're in wide areas, and the movement's got to be better as well.
Yeah, so
Anxious, those in red.
They've had more possession, Manchester United. They haven't done a lot with it. That possession's been across the field rather than penetrative. Shows that Chelsea have just dropped off again after the goal.
Rashford. Matic, who is exhibiting with his body language the greatest urgency not to lose to the club that he left. in the summer. Good footwork by Ashley Young.
It's been a good 1v1 battle on a couple of occasions between these two. Ashley Young, formerly a winger, got to step over. Moses steps across him.
Moses, formerly a winger.
Yeah, the referee makes the right decision. Free kick. Chance for Manchester United to whip this in.
It makes such a difference. Okay, Jose Mourinho's half-time team talk. Manchester United running out of time to get level before half-time. The kick becomes a corner. Good striker of a dead ball, Marcus Rashford. Short corner was on, but he decided against it. Back in by Young. Oh, and arriving at the back post was the man who gave away the penalty, Phil Jones. It would have been a tight angle if he'd got a square contact on it.
It's a late run from him, trying to come round the back. Gets away from Bakayoko here. It's a good delivery into the box. He jumps early. Again, I think this is a chance. He's got to head that back across the goalkeeper. Doesn't make the right contact. Desperate to amend for his terrible bit of defending for the goal.
Giroud. In the air by Jones. And Giroud again. His communication with Fabregas. Chelsea hunting it down in numbers, and that extra man in midfield at times showing again. One added minute. Chelsea to protect their one-goal lead. Never won a cup competition as a manager. A specialist in winning league titles.
I say, done too badly as a manager. I claim he's a specialist in most things, Jose Mourinho.
From off of the brow. It's not just because it's warm. Plenty to think about. Conte. Last attack of the first half, and it's Chelsea's. Rudiger Hazard lets it run, wants it back from Giroud. Maybe one pass too many. Might have been there on his good foot for Giroud just to spin and hit. Away comes Pogba. It's not the last attack of the half, because Manchester United have got one brewing here with Paul Pogba still going. Rashford. Well, that was as good as it got, you felt, as it dropped Marcus Rashford's way. A little bit of a reprieve for Chelsea right on half-time. Rashford gets up a little wearily, certainly more wondering, but Eden Hazard was spot on, having earned the penalty with a quick break that embarrassed Phil Jones. And Hazard getting the congratulations for showing no nerves with the penalty kick. Chelsea have had periods where they've looked the better side, periods where they've just dropped off the pace as well. Manchester United very much still in it and could have equalised right on half-time, but they trail to the Blues from Stamford Bridge, 1-0 at the break.
Thank you, Martin. Yes, a good first half. United finding their wheels late in that half, but it is 1-0 Chelsea after 45 minutes. We'll break it down for you when we come back.
Introducing Hut Rewards from Pizza Hut. It's a pizza loyalty program where every online order goes towards free pizza. After 5 orders, your next 2-topping medium is free. Because the only thing better than a Pizza Hut pizza is a free one. Sign up at pizzahut.ca and we'll deliver.
Friends, we know what it is to be Canadian, don't we? It's tree sauce, a game of skatey punchy, and this noble antler cow. How'd I become such a good Canadian? I stole a Canadian identity. Now I'm Kyle from Manitoba. And since most Canadians don't ever check their credit, I'm gonna represent the red, white, and leaf for a long time.
Your identity matters. Monitor your credit for free with Credit Karma. Credit Karma, get knowing.
At Guinness, we've created an extraordinary lager made with Irish barley, double hopped with a crisp, clean finish. Guinness Hop House 13. More hops, more taste, more character.
I finally figured out what car to get. Now, where to find the best deal?
You know, why don't I help?
What's that?
Car Gurus. Color?
Silver. Car Gurus?
Low miles, 2 grand below market value, 5-star dealer rating. Ooh, I'm beat.
Let's do it your way, then.
I heard that.
Go to Car Gurus today to find great deals from top-rated dealers near you.
Long live Month of the Ram. Month of the endless highway. The impossible deadline. And just one more load. Month of the never been there. Never done that. Then doing it anyway. And the 1 month you get more than what you bargained for. Month of the Ram.
Get 25% off MSRP on Ram 1500, our biggest cash discount of the year.
60 teams begin the quest, but only the toughest will emerge. Their names to be engraved in history in the battle for the Memorial Cup. To claim it is one of the most formidable feats in sports. And now it will be hoisted for the 100th time. Canada's game, embodied by Canada's prize. The 100th MasterCard Memorial Cup on Sportsnet, where greatness begins.
No, which workplace? No, my former church. The one that
Welcome back to Wembley. There's Frank Lampard and Rio Ferdinand. They've won it a few times. It is the FA Cup final. 45 minutes in, Chelsea up 1-0, courtesy of that man, Eden Hazard. From the spot, the Blues in the ascendancy. Just 45 minutes in. Hello and welcome back. It is Sharman, Peshka-Salido, Dicchio and Forrest here with you. Decent half of football. Chelsea, I think it's fair to say, the better of the two teams to start this one off, Danny, but a bit of a narrative forming here as well. And that's Eden Hazard against Phil Jones, which might terrify England fans ahead of the World Cup.
Yeah, especially with Belgium in England's group. I think that Chelsea probably just shaded that first half. Man United, as expected, sat in their block, a little bit too deep at times. But it's interesting here where they get caught out in a 2v2 situation. You can see Conte's tactics. He's trying to get the matchup with Jones because, in my opinion, Hazard can't handle. Jones can't handle Hazard's trickery. He gets him in a 1v1 situation. Here you see Giroud pull away from him to leave him. And he hits that near post shot, and De Gea just manages to get the old hockey save there. Save and away.
He's as good at saving the ball with his feet as anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, good save at near post there. A bit of controversy for the penalty, perhaps. It's tough to argue the actual penalty itself, but was it a red card as well?
Well, according to the law, it's not. I think what they say is if the defender goes to clear the ball, makes a genuine attempt at kicking the ball, then it's not a red card. And I think he's got it right. I think he's had a very good first half, as Oliver, the referee, and I think he's got it spot on. It's a penalty, but not a red card for me, and I'm glad too, because we wouldn't want a player to be sent off in the final and spoil it.
It's that triple jeopardy which changed, so it's a good play, because I mean otherwise you're down a man, you got a penalty, and well also the suspension if you're in the league play. So the right call, great decision, terrific run by Hazard too, cutting across him. Always difficult for defenders to make a challenge at that point as well. He tries, gets more of Hazard and cuts across him. Very, very clever drawing that contact. It's a foul.
But Danny, that would be a matchup you would think that Jose Mourinho would expect. Hazard on Phil Jones. Would you before this match? Yeah, well, throughout the half it's been quite the story.
The thing is, Hazard's given that free roll in behind Giroud, so he can float from side to side. Giroud's that target man who's trying to link the play for Chelsea to move up the field. So it's not like you can say to Smalling to stick with Hazard wherever he goes on the field, because it's very difficult to get that match up. But you can see from Conte's tactics that whenever Hazard is in a 1v1 situation, the Chelsea players, the rest of them, kind of move away from him and try to leave him alone 1v1, isolate him 1v1. And I think Hazard's got the best of him so far, and rightly so. I've said it before, Hazard has the ability to be one of the top 3 players in the world, but it's consistency with him. We saw it so much last year when he won the Premier League, but this year we haven't seen enough of it. It seems he turns up when he wants to, and we've seen a lot of top players like Ozil even for Arsenal even more or less negative. I love Hazard as a player, but I want him to be more consistent week in, week out, and have an impact on the game like he is today.
And he'll want to have an impact too, because you've got to remember, going back to his time at Chelsea, I think him and Mourinho had their issues. He didn't have a particularly good season, and again, Mourinho outed him on a few occasions, saying he wasn't performing. So he's going to want to show his old manager that he can play.
There were some other non-calls in that first half, potential penalties as well. Bakayoko, for example, Craig, this one earlier in the game, and quite the call for Chelsea.
Yeah, and a tough one for the referee too. He's only got one quick look at it. Like, he's got their legs tangled up. As long as Bakayoko drew contact from Matic more than it was a foul. And then also the question mark is, where did the foul begin, even if it was given? Was it on the edge of the box? I think it was probably just outside, but a really difficult decision for the referee, and I don't think it was wrong enough.
And then there's a Sanchez call as well. He went down. He's claiming the penalty as well, but in the end, it wasn't given either.
Yeah, no, I think if he goes down with the original challenge from Moses, then he might get the penalty. But the second attempt at the dive probably is the reason why Oliver hasn't given it. I think he got it spot on both occasions.
They haven't been able to, you look at Pogba, Sanchez, Rashford, haven't had a lot of play in this game. And this is Mourinho, but we've seen this change in the second half from Mourinho. I believe in the semi-final of the FA Cup, even when you look at the Man City game, he doesn't need to be always best in the first half. Spurs game as well as another one. So expect different changes from him in the second half, because this wasn't really good enough.
And expect these two teams, of course, fighting for a championship again next season. There are, of course, new teams coming to the Premier League next year as well. One of Fulham or Aston Villa will be in there. It's the big championship final coming up next week. We'll break this one down for you when we return.
The Hyundai Tucson, equipped for new adventures. Take your weekend to a whole new level with the Hyundai Tucson. That's the H Factor.
At Canadian Tire, thousands of testers are making sure the latest and greatest products are ready for life in Canada. Today we're testing the all-new Premier Spray Paint by painting this chair upside down. With 360 Spray, it's easier to paint because you can spray at any angle. That was easy. Right. For the latest and greatest products, Canadian Tire's got it.
Welcome back to the Premier League for next season. Wolves and Cardiff, and one of Aston Villa or Fulham. It will be the richest game in world sport next weekend at Wembley. The winner of that will earn promotion to the Premier League next season. What a moment it's going to be for those fans and those teams. Massive pressure, Craig, in that one. Man. Do you have a favourite looking at the Villa and Fulham? Two teams that you think really belong in the Premier League.
Yeah, you do. I mean, certainly all these teams, they're promoted to have been in the Premier League before, Cardiff, Wolves, and one of the Fulham and Villa too. It's going to be difficult. Fulham plays some really terrific football. Aston Villa managed well under Steve Bruce, who have been promoted through this system, I believe, twice before, Paul. You've been in this situation, Pesci. I know with Derby County you played in the playoff final. Well, we were promoted in the Premier League. We won the league, but the final is actually bigger than winning the league because it means so much in the one-off game. It's at least 200 million Canadian dollars for the team who goes up, and the team who doesn't go up, you get nothing. So
and you get that moment too, right, to celebrate with the fans.
Yes.
You ask
get a trophy.
And you actually get a trophy. You're absolutely right. You ask any player, what's the best? If you could guarantee that you're going to go up through the playoffs, then you would take that all day long. But unfortunately, that's not the case. But it's a great occasion, great day, and I was fortunate to win it and to lose it. So it's quite a momentous moment.
I've been there on the losing team as well. Yeah, Sunderland against Charlton, and it was one of the worst days after the FA Cup misery that I had of my career.
You're all doom and gloom today.
And we went to penalty kicks. We were so close, but we came back the next year and we smashed the league, the points record and everything. But
you need a hug.
This is going to be a really good game. Third plays Fulham, who are a really good, young, exciting team. Probably played the best football in the Championship against Villa. Steady, organised team with John Terry at the back. Steve Bruce in charge, experience in that sense. But I really fancy Fulham here.
Yeah, and the Villa players, though, to a man, are saying John Terry's one of the main reasons we're here. He's given us that self-belief, that winning mentality. So JT gets criticised a lot, and people question that move to Villa last year, but it might work out really well for both him and the club. And JT belongs back in the Prem, doesn't he? Depending on who you support, I suppose.
Come on, Fulham.
When we come back, it is to Wembley once again. Second half action. Chelsea, they're up 1-0, courtesy Eden Hazard from the spot. It is the FA Cup final.
If you promote the event like well for months.
It's a funny thing about the future.
But there's no way bigger than...
You don't wake up one day surrounded by jetpacks and robot dogs. The real future just kind of sneaks up on you. Until one day, you find yourself plugging in your SUV like it's the most normal thing in the world. Introducing the 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. It's electric. It's gas. It's an SUV.
It's 6 a.m. Millions of Canadians are waking up to a Gillette shave. And at our factory, more than 1,000 workers are starting their day building on over 100 years of heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation. Made and sold around the world, our blades are Canada's #1 shave. As members of the Gillette family, we're proud to bring you Gillette quality, because nobody beats the men and women of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Later today, across the network is a busy one. Indy 500 qualifying. We have the Memorial Cup. We have Caps Lightning and Celtics Cavs. Boston up 2-0 in that series. Let's take it back now to Wembley. It is the FA Cup final. Chelsea up 1-0 United after 45 minutes. But as we've seen in recent weeks, United can be a second-half team, Craig, and they've proven that against Man City in particular.
Man City, they weren't the best team in the semi-finals. Started off as well. Spurs were better. Yeah, we've seen that Man City game. I think Man United fans will be hoping that they see what they saw in that game in the second half, where they were dynamic, got themselves forward. Mourinho took the shackles off, and they were exceptional. Will we see that? I hope so, but I'm not sure we will wait off
He's definitely got some problems on the bench that can solve a couple of probably negatives that they've had so far. And going forward, they have Martial, who've just recently not gotten going to get in the French squad. They got Mata, and they've got Lukaku. We don't know how fit Lukaku is, but at least he's got some options there to bring off the bench if things are not going bad in the 60th minute.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, he's got, if you look at the benches, he's got certainly the stronger of the two, and I'm sure Lukaku will be desperate to get out there and show what show his worth.
Well, enjoy the second half. We'll see you at full time with the call once again, Martin Tyler and Stuart Robson.
But it is another Belgian who has struck the only goal of the first half. Eden Hazard involved in the restart for the second half as Chelsea look to make it what will be a 16th occasion in FA Cup history when the previous season's losing finalists have lifted the trophy 12 months later. The most recent was Arsenal, who lost to Liverpool in the final 2001, and then a year later won the FA Cup. They actually beat Chelsea in that final. The Chelsea of today. There's plenty of work still to do to get their hands on the trophy after the dismay of a year ago. Smalling wins the header. But did likewise, and then Giroud. Information of the teams for you.
Surprising the Manchester United team was that Herrera playing as the right side of a back three rather than in midfield.
Valencia came back off the Manchester United player, and it is a goal kick. Alonso did pretty well. They had a bit of luck as well.
It's a good battle on that far side. Valencia loves to get forward and get crosses into the box. He's got a lot to aim for, it has to be said. Against Alonso, who's defended really well so far. Hasn't changed anything at half-time by the looks of it, Jose Mourinho.
first came into English football, his first spell as manager of Chelsea, if things weren't going well, he changed it after half an hour. He's been a little bit more circumspect as he's got older. Jones not having the happiest of FA Cup finals so far. He's going back into position. It's a serious injury. There's Pogba. Who hammers it across to Valencia. It's a wonderful pass in terms of execution. Now Rashford.
There you saw the problem. Ball goes out to Valencia. It's closed down. Rashford makes the run out wide. If Rashford wanted to cross the ball there was nobody in the box whatsoever.
He's had a bit of an injury-blighted career, Phil Jones. By is the number one backup on the bench in that position. Rudiger plays safe. United attacking the end where their fans are at Wembley. Those fans growing because Lingard is penalised.
He's been criticised a lot this season, Bakayoko. Money. Matic went to Manchester United. He was the replacement. He hasn't played particularly well. Fans have been getting on his back.
Antonio Conte not over happy with Chelsea's recruitment. He's not really been able to keep those feelings to himself. Trying to break after Hazard was dispossessed. The onus is on Mourinho's men now. A difficult match so far for Thibaut Courtois. He plays as first choice in the Premier League, but hasn't been first choice in the FA Cup. Caballero in all the previous rounds, and Courtois called up today.
That was good defending from Herrera. He knew the ball was going to be played round the corner into Hazard. Gets there first. And just clipped by Bakayoko.
Here's Young. Now Pogba. Lingard coming to get it. Herrera. Valencia back to Ander Herrera again. Nice little triangle for Manchester United. Chelsea are equal to it. Hazard. Caught. Oliver might not have had a clear view of it. He's stopped it now. Hazard's holding his face. Of course, the onus is on the referee if it is a head injury.
It was brilliant control to start with from Eden Hazard when the ball was played full to him from Alonso. Where does he get there? He's hardly touched. He's certainly not where he's holding. There's a straight arm there. Hits him on the chin rather than the nose. No intent from Chris Smalling.
You would think no lasting damage to Eden Hazard. So the onus is on Chelsea to give it back to Manchester United, but which for slightly doubtful injury is not going to be the reason you lose an FA Cup final.
The player that's going to come to the fore now for Chelsea is Giroud, because Chelsea is sitting deeper and deeper. They're trying to hit balls into the front. He's got to get hold of them.
This ball, Rashford had turned his back on it. He'd made his run much earlier, and Lukaku is limbering up. Is he going to be the rescue package here for Jose Mourinho? Hazard trying to take it, not quite in the way that he wanted to roll and get in behind, but he kept the Blues on the ball. It's not quite on the boil yet. Fabregas loses out. Room for Lingard. players like Lingard and Pogba to really seize the moment a bit more than they've done so far. Young goes down, fouled. Referee very close.
Once again, Ashley Young's having to go at the referee here. He always wants to come back onto that right foot. Conte knew it. He was ready to make the next interception. He didn't have to make the foul there. Victor Moses, let's step over, change his direction. It's the trailing leg. He actually pulls it out the way. Ashley Young's thrown himself to the ground.
Moses got 2 yellow cards in the final last year.
Rashford's aiming for Courtois here, hoping some of the Manchester United players will race across his vision.
We're 7 minutes into the second half. In by Rashford. It's exactly as you said, Stuart. Courtois was able to keep his eyes on the ball and get it away.
That was the perfect delivery from Marcus Rashford. Good decision by Courtois just to punch this away.
Some of the famous Chelsea pensioners in the crowd. Not Manchester United fans, for as they're wearing red. Who have broken security. Chelsea, of course, used to be known as the pensioners.
There's a sense that they're sitting a little bit too deep now, Chelsea, and inviting pressure to come onto them.
Pogba, Sanchez. Now Young. Sanchez again. Pogba lets it run. He's right to do so. He drew Bakayoko in and still made sure United kept the ball. Bakayoko going in again, but it breaks for Herrera. And Matic, who began an FA Cup winners' medal with Chelsea as a non-playing substitute 8 years ago. Chelsea had a lot of success at the new Wembley in the FA Cup. Matic. Lingard, Sanchez, Young, Lingard. N'Golo Kanté did enough, it might break for Young. Bakayoko looking for a way out with a pass rather than just a hoik. And that might have been the wrong decision because he's given the ball away. And Young... Chelsea trying to play out. And they weren't really in a position to do so. Encouragement for the United supporters.
Yeah, Bakayoko's looking to pass it to Fabregas, actually turned his back on it. To make more chances, starting to win the ball back much earlier, Manchester United. That's why the front two, Hazard and Giroud, when they do get the ball played up to them, they have to combine, they have to allow the players to get higher up the field.
Towards Giroud, does get a touch, but where Hazard could join in. Saw then still 1 or 2 people a bit unsure about the offside regulation. Can't be offside from a goal kick with Giroud pushing right up beyond Jones. Very few goalkeepers can kick it that far from a goal kick. And here's Smalling. Fast, and it's a decent one for Valencia. And the cutback only goes to Cesc Fabregas, but he loses out. And Courtois has to make the save from Rashford. Pogba, it's a lax moment from Chelsea, and Marcus Rashford nearly punished them.
It's coming, you sent to Jose Mourinho. What a pass this is. Inside of Alonso, Valencia's looking for the cutback, he gets it wrong. Then Fabregas takes too long. Alexis Sanchez, he so often does, getting back and nicking the ball. That's a good effort from Marcus Rashford. You see it dip on the goalkeeper, Courtois. Just dip on him here.
Now the strength and the power of Bakayoko. And a bit of skill as well. Fabregas, no foul. Game opening up now. And the crowd responding to it. Azpilicueta drawn across, out of shape really. Pogba strides on. Manchester United upping the ante here, and the ball loops behind for a corner.
Well, Antonio Conte must be having a look at Cesc Fabregas. Cesc Fabregas' legs have gone at the moment. Keeps giving the ball away, he can't track back. He's a passenger in that midfield for Chelsea.
Fabregas deals with the corner. Hazard trying to wriggle free. A bit of wriggle room for him. Alonso hasn't got forward too often, but he's gone galloping down that far side, and then that's a pretty cynical challenge by Antonio Valencia, for which he gets the yellow card. And Mourinho saying, well, hang on a minute, do that for both teams.
Time. He's looking for the crossfield pass, nothing was really on. Goes again. Just invites the challenge. Valencia falls for it as well.
Azpilicueta, Fabregas, Hazard coming in beyond Giroud. Not in time, and not really the ball that he had any chance of getting. For the neutral, it's the best part of the match, Stuart.
Certainly opening up now. Manchester United are playing with greater intensity. They're trying to win the ball back that little bit quicker. They're trying to play forward a bit quicker. Still don't fancy their chances of the ball to go wide, and they get crosses into the box. It's from a set play, and they get their centre-halves up.
See that too often. Sanchez and Pogba having a little private argument while the game's going on. It's certainly going on for Manchester United on the far side until it's given to N'Golo Kanté, and then the United fans get the roars out again.
Antonio Conte's going mad on the side. He's been spoken to by the fourth official.
Kick given away by Bakayoko. William Mason is the fourth official. Sanchez, fed by Rudiger. It's the kind of chance that Matic would love to have on his left foot.
I was going to say, you mentioned earlier on, he's got a hammer. It's with his left foot, not with his right. Nobody in the box when the cross comes in from Sanchez, but Matic gets to it first.
It's a hammer, but it's made of plasticine.
This one wasn't a good effort. Almost as bad as Herrera's in the first half. He knows his team are now on top. Not in terms of the scoreline, but in terms of the game, where the game's being played.
Jones a little bit of sorting out to try and do. Smalling is quick, and he's tidy.
Not quite good enough on the ball, according to Gareth Southgate.
Oh, yeah, he's been left out of the squad. Probably the place that he was going for, Gary Cahill got. Sanchez. Azpilicueta, and then Moses to Courtois. Rudiger wants it, Rudiger gets it. Trying to press from the front. And Rudiger slips it into space, and Hazard has kept it in. Chances for Chelsea here. Still Hazard. A difficult ball to try and get to the far post, where Marcos Alonso had run a massive diagonal run. He's miles out of position at the moment. You see him trying to get back. To regain some semblance of shape here, Chelsea, as Ashley Young presses on for United. And even if Lukaku had been in the middle, he wouldn't have reached that.
Yeah, he did everything right, didn't he? Threatens to cross with his right foot, drags it back onto his left. Just overhit it. That was the out ball. It was really good play from Rudiger to find Hazard down that left-hand side. But interesting by the movement of Giroud when that ball was out wide. He ran into an offside position. There was no way he was going to get onto the end of the cross. That's why Hazard had to go try and get it to the far post. United are dominating in terms of shots, but 10 shots, but most of them off target, just the one on target so far in the game.
From Marcus Rashford, not that long ago, in this period where United are threatening an equaliser. More than at any other point, really, since Chelsea took the lead. Rashford takes. Oh, and it's turned aside and then followed up. But it's not going to count for Alexis Sanchez. He's offside. Courtois got to it, made the save. Sanchez, with this great record of scoring at Wembley, thought he'd put another notch on that particular belt.
What a save, but they're waiting. They're just going to review this probably to see whether Alexis Sanchez was offside, but what a save it was by Courtois. What goes on in the box here? Jones it is. He is just offside. It's a good decision. See it better from this angle, just there. Great decision by the assistant on that far side.
Mike Oliver has two issues: to wait for confirmation and also for Courtois to get some treatment.
Yes, right decision. He's had a little word with the VAR, or the VAR's had a word with him. Confirmation, it is offside.
And what it does show, VAR or no VAR, these officials are very good.
I mean, we're talking...
That's a really, really tight call, and Lee Betts has got it absolutely spot on.
And his flag went up as soon as the ball went into the net. Ashley Young's had a go at him a couple of times on that far side, but he's done his job perfectly. And he could accept the decision.
Yeah, well, that is another factor, of course. He had a bit of a chip at one in the earlier rounds, didn't he? I think it was away at Huddersfield in round 5. Juan Mata had a goal ruled out. A very tight call on an offside by VAR. They won the game anyway.
Giroud's not winning enough balls in the air against Smalling and Jones now. He's got to start winning balls, otherwise Chelsea are going to be pinned back. Chelsea aren't trying to play out from that. They're going route one from Courtois into Giroud.
They have felt as all their better performances over the course of the season have been when they've played with Bakayoko as the extra midfield player. And this perhaps isn't one of their best performances, but they're heading towards their best result. It's still a long way to go at Wembley.
Antonio Conte will still be looking to replace Cesc Fabregas at some times. He's really struggled in this second half.
Jones. United out to the players in the Chelsea half. Pogba, Lingard, Rashford, Pogba, Lingard, Sanchez. Find space maybe to have a shot, and in the end he finds space for the pass to Herrera. Valencia. And Matic. Jones coming forward, but it goes in the pass of in the second half, but can't get away that time. It certainly helps in this formation to have a wing-back who was a very good right winger, Antonio Valencia, when he came into English football, first of all with Wigan.
He was the player that was thought to replace Ronaldo. What a tough act to follow.
He's certainly given the length of service. Lukaku waiting and wondering. And Manchester United collectively in that way. Whether Conte snapping in and coming away with the ball. But, able to execute a pass at the end of it. Sanchez. And some good defensive work from Fabregas. Not a very good kick from Courtois. Claimed by Pogba. Matic. Now Young. Taking on Moses, past Moses, across from Aspilicueta. Mike Oliver says goal kick. Azpilicueta, Young has a bit of history of going to ground too easily. He would tell you that he's learned from his mistakes in the past. Stuart Robson.
Well, there's the first challenge. Well, it's the way he kicks his leg out. Azpilicueta comes across, there is contact, but it's the way he jumps and screams and jumps up in the air, then goes to ground. I think the referee once again gets it right.
And Giroud again unable to hold it up as Jones wrapped a foot round him. Pogba.
And as a result, Manchester United got possession, they're going to counter or attack again. Antonio Conte's side, the most important player on the field is the centre forward. Whether he can hold the play up or not.
United look as though they've got an extra gear to find. Whereas Chelsea, without hanging on, looking the less comfortable of the two teams, that's for sure. They've got a corner to defend here. Defend it they do, with Giroud. Low from Rashford. I think I'll let it run. Well, it came off. Now Chelsea can break with Hazard. He's found by Fabregas, who still keeps going. Good work by Smalling for United. Herrera. There will be more gaps as the players get tired. Pogba's pass cut out by Azpilicueta. Giroud making a run for a ball in behind rather than pulling out for a cross they might head goalwards. And now they can maybe get a ball into Giroud's aerial ability. It's over Giroud. Bakayoko coming roaring up, but he's certainly not feeling the pace.
Once again, Giroud's movement in the box was a little bit too early on that occasion. Alonso hadn't even got on the board. He's trying to work the defenders and run across the near post area. Here he comes.
I guess when they said, how long have you got in you? 20 minutes was the answer, but of course it goes to extra time. More than double that. They take extra time at the moment, Manchester United. But with Chelsea looking for a second. And Alonso can't get it. That could be a really pivotal moment in the game, but Moses still going. They're asking for handball here. And this might have a VAR involvement.
Brilliant from Kante. Races with the ball, rolls it to Alonso. Could Alonso hit it with his left foot? He's favoured. I don't know what he's doing in that position. That's the one I thought he might have hit it with his left foot. With his right, it's a bit of a swinger straight at De Gea. And this is the moment. Well, it certainly hits Ashley Young on the arm. Does he mean it? Can he do anything about it? Oh, I think he sticks his arm out. Big call here.
Chelsea waiting to see if they're going to get a second penalty.
No, they're not. It seemed that Ashley Young could do nothing about that.
It was a Manchester United-Chelsea final, 1994, when Eric Cantona scored 2 penalties in a 4-0 Manchester United win. There goes Rudiger and Cahill.
Here it is. He's coming from a very short. Does he move his arm out just to block the ball? I'm not sure.
He's pretty close, isn't he?
He's too close. I think
it has to be clear and obvious. It has to be, and I would say, in terms of an error, referee. And
some referees would, or some video assistant referees would give it. Some wouldn't.
Well, that's just another opinion, isn't it? It's just another opinion. I'm not sure Michael Oliver saw it. I think that was the key. Neil Swarbrick is the VAR man. And here's Jesse Lingard, and Courtois comes out and saves. And he wasn't going to get there. It was a block from Rashford, who was trying to lift it over him.
It's a nice little ball played in behind. Lingard hasn't been in these positions too often. He's onside. Gets in behind Rudiger. And again, it's not a particularly confident finish. Almost toe poking it. That was on just to lift it back across Courtois.
Here comes the cavalry, so to speak. Rashford is off, Lingard is off, and Lukaku and Martial are on.
Martial looks like he's going to come to the left-hand side. Alexis Sanchez will play in behind Lukaku.
Well, we're about to find out what sort of gamble it is with Romelu Lukaku. He's turned 25 since he last played. That was last Sunday.
I think it's a gamble from Jose Mourinho. It might be a gamble from Lukaku with the World Cup coming up. Fit exactly is he?
Sanchez of the attacking trio started the game as the one who survives. Here's Valencia forcing his way in. Lukaku for Valencia, for Martial, and didn't quite catch it as he wanted to.
Good play from Valencia again. Lifts it into Lukaku, returns the pass. Good block in the end. Azpilicueta, as he does so often.
Martial in the semi-final in 2016. I think Lukaku was on the other side then. Scored a very late winner against Everton. United into that 2016 final when they beat Crystal Palace, another FA Cup game in which they've come from behind to win. Young. Martial is not in France's World Cup squad ranks recently. Jones. Valencia drives on again. Pogba. Seems to try to strangle it away, but Sanchez is having none of that. Digs a cross out towards Lukaku. Certainly got a focal point for balls into the box now. Put away with a certain amount of desperation by Marcos Alonso. What else was on, he's saying?
A little while ago, you mentioned that they weren't quite hanging on. I think they are at the moment.
Fired across by Sanchez. Weary Fabregas steer away. There goes Cahill. Giroud looking in as Fabregas tries to strike it forward. Clash of heads. Jones in the wars again.
Wrong with Phil Jones' attempt to head the ball. Giroud wasn't watching it for a short while there, backing into Jones.
Not the worst time for the players. Deep into the game, have a little bit of a break. Get a bit of liquid inside them. Well, Manchester United still look as though they might have a goal in them, but the time is against them. It's noticeable when the big clubs come to Wembley. The fans have been here a few times before, haven't they? There maybe a little less of the wide-eyed enthusiasm, and maybe a surprise FA Cup finalist gets in. Steve McNally, the Manchester United doctor.
They do have Eric Bailly on the bench.
And goes on. Return to Chelsea by Young. Observing the ethics of the game. Jones desperate to get pulled back on. Here's Cahill feeling perhaps it's time to take the fight to Manchester United. The best way to win this game for Chelsea is to get another goal. Hazard deflected. Played by Valencia. Lukaku seems to be moving well enough. Pogba. To the speedy Martial. Backpedaling from Azpilicueta. The support for United from Young. Back to Martial. The 3 far posts for Manchester United. The ball doesn't get there. A nice ball out by Fabregas to the indefatigable N'Golo Kanté. Nice change of pace by Hazard as well. Hasn't seen so much of the ball in the second half. Chelsea been the less for that. Fabregas trying to get there. Just ran beyond him. And Sanchez breaks out for United. Kanté is there again.
He is simply magnificent, isn't he?
He's built to run, that's for sure. The batteries that he has last longer than everybody else's. And he flips a pass to Bakayoko, who's done pretty well. He's kept the shape in there for Chelsea.
Just giving an idea to 1 or 2 battery companies for advertisements.
He would be perfect. His batteries aren't flat yet either.
He's just asked about Cesc Fabregas. I think Antonio Conte screamed across, "Are you okay? Can you carry on?" I think Fabregas ignored him.
Hazard. Back to Fabregas. A little bit of keep ball, particularly in this part of the pitch. Will help Chelsea in, especially if it leads to a pass to open up United, which has been a difficult thing for them to do, but that one burst from Eden Hazard brought down by Phil Jones just for the halfway mark in the first half. Hazard dispatched the penalty, and that's where we still are in the scoreline. One thing you know about Premier League teams, they play the 90 minutes and more. See so many late goals. Wouldn't shock you if there's another one here. Pogba. Young. Pogba. Courtois, eyes on the ball, punched it away. Hazard, eyes on the ball, can't flip it away. Comes back to Valencia.
Last cross was a good one.
Matic is going to have a go, and Chelsea know all about that. Courtois knows all about that, and he dealt with it, but not easily. A little knowing look between the two.
I think this must swerve in the air. Puts his body behind it, and suddenly it just dips away from him.
It's an amazing goal, Matic in the semi-final here last season. Tottenham. Sanchez takes. Chelsea hesitate. Martial. Courtois trying to prevent the corner, and he's done that.
He got his shot away in the end. It just falls to him. He could have swung a boot at it. Maybe he could have done. Just trying to go inside of Moses. Guess who's there? Azpilicueta with the block.
Headed on well by Alonso. Look at the space that Hazard's got here. Giroud making a move. Hazard making his own move. Held up by Smalling. Back for Alonso. Fabregas. Chelsea finding a second wind here. Will it lead to a second goal? And surely the FA Cup. Offside.
Why Giroud wants to have a moan. He was clearly offside when the ball was played. He's standing in an offside position here. He tries to get himself back on and runs offside again.
Martial's got Azpilicueta isolated here. Chelsea trying to provide some cover. They got there just in time in the shape of Cahill.
He backed off pretty quickly there. Azpilicueta. It's always dangerous to run back into your own box. Cahill did well to come across on the cover.
Now they've got Lukaku to deal with. Oh. Well, is that the moment that, as Pogba gets consoled a bit and encouraged by Jose Mourinho. Is that the moment that Manchester United lose any chance of winning the FA Cup?
There's absolutely no marking of Paul Pogba. Just makes his run, he's free. Got to do better. Just lets it slide off his forehead.
Doesn't he know it? Chelsea fans trying to get their team across the line. Let's wonder what Antonio Conte is thinking. We know Jose Mourinho will be trying to plot something. He's got Lukaku and Martial on. And there are signs that that could yet pay the dividend he wants. Antonio Conte has never won a cup final as a manager. And you do feel if Manchester United were to equalise later on, the momentum, of course, would be with them for whatever time would be left, and of course for extra time. Matic. That still ifs and buts. 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and Chelsea still lead. And the Eden Hazard penalty. Lukaku trying to backheel it to Martial.
That's where if you could be critical of Lukaku. A slight flaw, the ball played into him. Just tries to get back between his legs for the rushing midfield play. He's going to do better on that occasion. Right there, he can get hold of it and try and roll his defender.
Giroud trying to roll his defender then, and he's just given away a free kick, which really doesn't help his side. It would have been a throw to Chelsea if he hadn't followed into Smalling.
Be a very frustrating player, Giroud. So talented when the ball's in the air, he can link up the play, but spend a lot of time waving his arms around at other players, waving his arms around at the referee, rather than just getting on with the game.
Herrera. N'Golo Kanté again read the danger signals, dealt with the problem, or Hazard furious with himself, or maybe furious with the pass, possibly the latter, I think. He was in a good position. Martial. Matic. Sanchez, shots on. He thinks there was a little nick on it.
He's playing in the role that Lingard was playing in earlier on, just in the hole behind the main striker. Frustrated. Finds a lot of space, but Diego's never going to get across there to get the block in. He cuts across it.
Well, they were behind in the semi-final and they turned it round, but at this stage they had turned it round and saw it out against Spurs relatively comfortably last month. 5 minutes added time. Valencia. Poor ball from Bakayoko. Hazard rather lets his shoulders droop again. Pogba. Lukaku. Moses. No nonsense defending. Another one by Smalling. Goes to Fabregas. To Giroud. It's a ball on for Hazard. Giroud wants it back far post. Hazard thinking about shooting. Backheel for Fabregas. He might have to go back to go forward again. Fabregas is hoping, I think, he's going to get his ankle tap then, but it's a throw. And Chelsea are now going to be confronted by a former Chelsea player in Juan Mata. For Phil Jones. It was Mata who equalised against Crystal Palace 2 years ago.
He's going to play just in central midfield, probably given licence to go and roam and get on the ball, make things happen. He's a clever footballer.
Martial. Matic. to Young. Lukaku in the middle, Sanchez just beyond him. Sanchez coming in, Courtois coming out. His own man Rudiger was the biggest problem for the goalkeeper.
I think he actually did well, Rudiger. It's right on his head. He's got to go and deal with it.
Matic. Now Young. Sanchez trying to tee up Martial. Comes up with something rather tame in the end.
It's a lovely little ball played in by Ashley Young into the chest of Alexis Sanchez. I'm not sure the pass was quite good enough from Alexis Sanchez to Martial, and he had to really should have taken another touch to try and go past his man. A good defensive display in those areas from Chelsea. None better than Rudiger on the left-hand side of that back three.
Well, for so many years, when Manchester United were in this position under Sir Alex Ferguson, Fergie time, we would talk about the late goals that his Manchester United teams used to come up with. Now they need it in Mourinho time, and Alvaro Morata to replace Olivier Giroud. That is confirmed.
He had his moments. He didn't put enough balls in the air. No. Disappointing with Giroud's movement when the ball went into wide areas and Hazard was running with it.
Morata scored in the semi-final here. And links up straight away with Hazard. He's still going, and that's the corner. Which Chelsea will not be in a hurry to take.
Good play from Morata to link up the play with Hazard. Hazard getting to the byline. He was looking for the cutback. Good movement from Morata in the box as well. Chelsea going to leave 4 back here against Manchester United 2.
And it's time for the short corner. Run down the clock. Another way to run down the clock, of course, is to make late substitutions. And it's Willian, probably a little bit unlucky not to be in the starting 11. The man cast still as the match winner goes off as we tick on to the 90-minute mark.
It's an OK decision if Chelsea win in normal time. It won't be a good decision if Manchester United get an equaliser here and it goes into extra time and you're looking for your playmaker to go and make things happen.
That's another corner. And if you're looking for a penalty shootout, but we're nowhere near that at the moment. Chelsea in pole position. All a long way away from the goal that Manchester United need to put it in. Bakayoko. Neatly done. Willian trying to tee up Fabregas. Bakayoko again. Willian trying to stay onside. United can break here. Applies the right method for the moment.
And it took a touch
against the Chelsea throw. Mark Oliver pumping for 5 added minutes. They always announce a minimum of 5 added minutes. And Chelsea put the ball where they want it. Do their utmost to just keep United pinned back here. Morata goes down.
When you're throwing though, Manchester United still got to get themselves out of this position.
Lukaku. 11 years ago, it finished Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. And Jose Mourinho was the winning manager. Morata misjudging it. Pogba. Now Mata. Manchester United showing they're not finished yet, but they've got to dig really deep. They've got to go to the well one more time and come up with a bucket that's full. Pogba. Valencia has provided a threat. And it was a threat with the cross. But Nemanja Matic, as we've said a couple of times, the player perhaps with the greatest incentive. Going to be a loser for 2 years in a row, it seems. He heads over.
This is where Chelsea have a problem. Moses and Azpilicueta at the far post aren't the best, and there was 3 Manchester United players in there. Got to hit the target, Matic. Big chance. The cross was the perfect one. Azpilicueta was under it. Moses couldn't get round on the cover.
It's just kicked it out of play.
He's tried to aim for Alonso. He's won a couple of really good balls over there. He's overcooked that one.
There's a booking for Thibaut Courtois for wasting time. Forward by Young. Rudiger going for it. Drops to Mata. Now Valencia. Now or never for Manchester United. Lifted up by Mata. Moses backpedaling. And concedes the corner.
Just enough there, Moses. Wasn't great in the air, but here's the chance. Needs a good delivery. Pogba had a free header at the last corner.
Courtois comes, and that's one of the biggest cheers of the day. Belgium scored what seemed to be the winning goal. Belgium grasped the ball in these closing seconds here.
And he hasn't been animated very much over the last few weeks of the season, Antonio Conte. But he'll certainly take this if he gets the victory.
Valencia. Sense of desperation here from Manchester United. Willian. Fabregas has kept going for the 90 minutes. Now Morata. The 2 substitutes for Willian. And that'll surely do it for Chelsea.
Well, you fancied Willian to get there before Mata. He said it's all over. Keep players back. Don't go up for the set play. He knows it's time as well.
Jose Mourinho, second in the Premier League, and it seems second in the FA Cup. Chelsea on the brink. Chelsea win! If Antonio Conte is leaving, what a way to do it. Winning the FA Cup 12 months on from losing the previous final. Sporting from Mourinho, the serial winner, but not today. The salvaging of a season that in many ways did not live up to the expectation for Chelsea, who started it as defending champions. Eden Hazard's nerveless penalty, having won it, being fouled by Phil Jones, was the only goal of the game. A game that was expected to be tight, although it opened up a bit more in the second half. Stuart Robson.
Well, Chelsea played well at the start of the game. I think they deserved their lead. They looked the more threatening because when Manchester United were going forward, they didn't have a threat. Rashford didn't play well enough. There wasn't enough bodies in the box when crosses were coming in. But as the game wore on, I think Antonio Conte let Manchester United back into it. But they just didn't have that guile or craft, or maybe the belief that they were going to get back into the game. Chelsea didn't deserve to win it, but they just about did enough, and they defended well when balls came into their box.
And Manchester United will face again the criticism that for all their individuals, the philosophy of the team, that they finished the season hardly scoring a goal, and when they needed one here, they couldn't come up with one.
No, they had a couple of passes, a great pass where Valencia gets in side of Alonso, but it didn't have enough. There wasn't enough creativity in and around the box, the clever football that you see from the top sides, like Manchester City, like you see from Chelsea when they're playing at their best, like you see from the likes of Arsenal, Tottenham. You don't always see it from Manchester United under Jose Mourinho, and they had to wait for Lukaku to come on to pose a real threat.
Well, Chelsea celebrate at Wembley, and the presentation to come. Final score, Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. Well, it has been a pretty torrid campaign. 5th in the Premier League. They bowed out to Barcelona. No disgrace in that in the Champions League. They got to the semi-final of the League Cup. But they have won for the 8th time. Equal 3rd now with Spurs. And 5 of them have come in the 12 finals here since Wembley was redeveloped. They are the FA Cup team of the new stadium.
They certainly are. I was surprised with the way Manchester United lined up, with Herrera playing as the right-hand side of a back three. Jose Mourinho was trying to nullify Chelsea, but Chelsea were there for the taking, having seen them play in recent weeks. And Manchester United didn't make the most of it. And Chelsea, once they got in the league, yes, they dropped off, defending, I think, a little bit too deeply, but when balls came into their box, the likes of Courtois, Rudiger was excellent, Azpilicueta was excellent, Cahill back into form, and Kante was magnificent.
It's been a slog of a season, first for Tony Rudiger, and hopefully for Chelsea, not the last for Eden Hazard. His 300th game for the club today. And I must say, when players have been fouled for penalties, it's not been said to you, I don't know whether you've come across in your playing group, if you are fouled for the penalty, it's sometimes better for somebody else to take it.
I've never actually come across it in my playing time. The penalty taker was the penalty taker that he was fouled.
It was a Thierry Henry belief in his time at Arsenal.
He showed great composure, didn't he, at the end of it? Yeah. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing with his first touch, and then he went back across Jones. It was poor defending, unfortunately, from Jones. And then when he tries to make the challenge, Hazard just put his foot across the challenge and wins the penalty. And he was so composed with the finish as well.
Well, they drew 0-0 at Norwich, Championship Norwich in the 3rd round. Only won the replay on penalties.
Controversial game with VAR on that occasion.
It was. And the red cards abounded too. Pedro and the Morata sent off, but they got through on the penalties. They beat Newcastle 3-0. Michy Batshuayi was scoring goals for the club then, back in January. 4-0 against Hull City. 2-1 at Leicester, which looked a tricky game for them. And in the semi-final, they were favourites here against Southampton, who were striving to stay in the Premier League, which they managed to do. Giroud and Morata both got on the pitch then, both scored. And now the one that matters. And the rivalry between Chelsea and Manchester United is, of course, considerable. The rivalry between Chelsea and Jose Mourinho is considerable. Shot of Willy Caballero there, the goalkeeper who didn't play today, having played his part in all those other games that I mentioned. And managers come and go under Roman Abramovich, but the trophies still keep coming. I mean, it hasn't been a great season, but the silverware and, I don't know, finishing 4th in the Premier League or the top 4 is, of course, so valuable financially, status-wise, Europe's elite, Stuart, but we shouldn't lose sight of what this means around the world to see the FA Cup final and win it, as Chelsea have done.
Every boy in my generation, as they were growing up, wanted, first of all, to play in the FA Cup final. Secondly, they wanted to win it. A lot of these Chelsea players just realised.
Like with all that, all the success they are doing abroad, the only thing that just pulling us back is the Nigeria.